What's going on, everyone? I'm just sitting here looking at a, a Euro Turkish Lira daily chart, and then I'm looking at a dollar Turkish Lira chart. One of the viewers asked me what I think about the Turkish economy. Long term, I think the Turkish economy will be all right, but in the next few years, I believe Turkey's economy is going to slow down. I believe they have a lot of short-term problems that will get worked out over a long period of time. But until they get worked out, I believe the Turkish lira is going to keep going down. In other words, the euro will buy more Turkish lira and the dollar will buy more Turkish lira. Like right now, you can see the lira is at 5.8 on the dollar. And if you go back in time, you'll see it used to be 3. It's lost about 50% of its value. See, we're getting into the 3 right now. And then at the high, the dollar bought, I think, 7 Turkish lira. And now we're at 5. Well, let's just look at a weekly chart. The high for the lira, the dollar bought 7, a little over 7 Turkish liras. Now we're at 5.3. Here's my opinion. If you live in Turkey and you want to diversify your assets, I would consider having some gold coins. That's just me. Gold has been a valuable asset for thousands of years. It's retained its value for thousands of years. And if you have gold you can hold in your hand, you can take that gold with you when you leave the country. In fact, one of my friends, his grandfather was from Turkey. His other grandfather was from Greece. In the past, both Greece and Turkey have devalued their currencies during hyperinflations. I personally don't believe Turkey is going to have a hyperinflation. My opinion is Turkey will not have a hyperinflation, but they will have a higher inflation, and that means you want to own gold coins and you want to own dollars or you want to own euros. The dollar and the euro are easy bank accounts to open up in most countries. So if the poster has the opportunity to put part of his savings in US dollars, I would. If it's easier to put it in euros, I would. But generally speaking, the dollar will be stronger than the euro. And the reason I say Turkey is going to slow down is because the Turkish economy is tied very much to the eurozone. And the eurozone is going into the toilet. The eurozone has a lot of demographic problems. It has currency problems, has regulatory problems, has tax problems. So long term, as the economy in Europe slows down, that will affect Turkey a great deal. And probably what Turkey will do in response to that is inflate the currency, which will devalue their currency against the dollar and the euro. So you'll want to own you want to have part of your savings in euros or dollars, preferably dollars. And if you can't do that, buy some gold coins. I do know Turkey has a large reserve of gold in the world. It has one of the largest reserves. The United States, India, and China, and even Russia has a pretty good reserves in gold. But what most people don't realize is there's a lot of gold in Turkey. So in the long run, Turkey will be okay because of that gold reserve. But to the poster who asked about what do I think of the Turkish economy, I think it's going to slow down because it's tied to the eurozone. I think in 20 or 30 years, though, if you own land or a business in Turkey, you'll be very well off. If you can own assets or buy assets, real estate, in the next recession in Turkey, you'll do really well. That asset will really go up in value. Any business in Turkey will go up in value in the next recession. I say the next recession because you can buy assets cheap in the recession, hold them for 20 or 30 years. But long term, I'm bullish on Turkey. But right now, I'm not bullish on Turkey. I would be shorting the Turkish lira against the dollar and the euro. If you do that, there's a carrying cost because interest rates are high right now in Turkey. So keep that in mind. Anyways, there's a weekly chart of the Turkish lira against the dollar. You can see at the height of their crisis, $1 bought over 7 of their Turkish liras, and now it's at 5.8. Let's go over to the euro. Let's go over to the weekly chart. There again, it's almost the same. The euro bought 8 Turkish lira, and now we're at about 6.5. So there it is in euros. As you can see, it's a trend up. So the Turkish lira is going down. In other words, the euro is buying more Turkish lira, and the US dollar is buying more Turkish lira. Here we go. So you can see it's in an uptrend. I think that will continue. I think we'll go back to these old highs. So anywhere, if you can get Turkish lira at 5.1 or basically 5 even, I would be buying the dollar right here. I don't know if we'll go down that low, but that's about as low as I think we'll go. And then we're going to go right back up. And right now, because the Eurozone is slowing right now so much, and because the US is slowing, the US economy is basically pulling the whole world forward. And as the US economy slows, I would expect emerging market currencies to go down. I mean the Turkish lira, I mean the South African rand, possibly the Mexican peso, but a lot of the Asian currencies are going to go down. So if you want to position yourself, buy dollars. If you can't buy dollars in your Eurozone, maybe buy pounds, but I'd prefer the dollar. But if you're in Turkey, even the euro would be better. But right now you want to be positioning gold and dollars. Anyways, that's it for this video. That's my opinion on what's the future for Turkey. Long term, I'm bullish. Short term, you want to be out of the stock market. You want to have some of your savings in dollars, some of it in gold. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Thank you.